Let's be honest, nobody likes to budget, let alone track every penny you spend each month. Personally, I don't either, and I'm a financial planner. But here's the thing, not knowing where your money is going is dangerous. Even with a multiple six-figure big loss salary, that kind of income can disappear faster than you think if lifestyle creep takes over. And before you know it, you feel trapped in your job. The good news, you don't have to obsess over spreadsheets and credit card statements to stay in control. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the conscious spending plan framework to cover your savings and bills first, so you get to spend the rest guilt-free, without stress. By the way, I'm Joel, I'm your Big Law Money Guide, and I'm married to a former Big Law attorney, and I've educated hundreds of attorneys on the topic of personal finance. So follow me if you want to make smarter financial decisions. All right, let's dive into it. Let me first explain what the conscious spending plan is. Do you ever spend some time with someone who's retired and living their best life, traveling multiple times a year, playing golf every day, and never stressing about money? You're thinking, wow, it must be nice to have that kind of freedom. Here's the reality. They didn't get there by spending every dollar they had when they were younger. They were likely diligent savers. But how do you balance your future without feeling like you're sacrificing life today? After all, tomorrow's not guaranteed. You don't want to look back on your life with regrets. That's where the conscious spending plan comes in. It's a simple framework that gives you freedom and control without having to track every penny. Here's how it works. Number 1, determine your after-tax income so you know what you're working with. Number 2, set your savings target and automate as much as possible. Number 3, identify your fixed expenses. That's things like mortgage or rent, utilities, and student loan payments, things that come every month. Then, you get to spend the rest guilt-free. Think about it. If your savings and your bills are covered, what's the harm in spending what's left over? That's the beauty of this framework. It allows you to build for your future while actually enjoying life today. All right, next we'll talk about how much you should be saving. If you're making a six-figure big law salary, your income could be the gateway to early financial independence. But it could also be a trap if you're spending too much and not saving enough. So how much is enough? Is simply maxing out your 401k going to cut it? The truth is, there's no magic number. It depends on factors like investment returns, inflation, your health, and what kind of lifestyle you want to live in retirement. If you're working with a financial planner, they can run a retirement projection and tell you exactly how much you need to save each year. But if you're looking for a simple rule of thumb that rarely fails, here it is. Save 20% of your income each year. Now let me clarify something. Saving doesn't just mean saving for retirement. It could mean saving for a down payment on a house, your emergency fund, or making extra payment towards your student loans. So if you're a fourth-year associate in Big Law making around $400,000 a year, you should be saving $80,000. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's doable when you break it down. For example, you could save $24,000 in your 401k, $7,000 in your backdoor Roth IRA, $4,000 in your HSA, contribute an extra $24,000 towards your student loans, and the rest could be invested in a brokerage account. The key though is that you automate all this. 401ks and HSAs are easy because they come straight out of payroll. But even for other goals like saving for a down payment on a house or an emergency fund, most employers allow you to split your paychecks into multiple accounts. That way the money is out of sight, out of mind. Because let's be honest, if you wait till the end of the month to transfer money to savings, more often than not, there won't be anything left. From here, you know how much money you need to save to be financially independent one day. The next step is to figure out your fixed expenses. Most people assume their budget gets wrecked by eating out and impulse shopping. But in reality, it's the big fixed expenses that quietly drain you. Things like expensive rent or mortgage, luxury car payments, and costly memberships. If those eat up too much of your income, it only takes a little extra eating out or shopping to put you over the edge. And that's when credit card debt starts becoming a problem. That's why it's so important to live within your means and not overextend yourself on things that are really hard to cut back on, like housing and cars. Otherwise, you may feel stuck in Big Law and not able to lateral to a lower paying, less stressful job. So how do you get clarity on your fixed expenses? Well, the easiest way to do that is to use a budgeting app that allows you to aggregate all of your spending in one place. Once everything is categorized, you simply look at the average spending for each category. Personally, I like to use the average of the last 3 months. For example, if the total spending for the grocery category was $3,000 over the last 3 months, you simply take that number, divide it by 3, and that's your average monthly spending for groceries. Then you take that number and you plug it into your conscious spending plan. From there, you'll know your true fixed expenses. And once your savings and those bills are covered, well, the fun part of the conscious spending plan comes in. You get to spend the rest guilt-free. Imagine this. You're on track to retire by age 60. You're putting money aside in a 529 for little Johnny's college tuition. Every bill is paid in full each month, and you still have money left over at the end. At that point, would it really hurt if you bought that expensive pair of shoes or booked the first class tickets next time you travel? My guess is it would. That's the beauty of the conscious spending plan. Once your savings and your bills are handled, the rest is yours to enjoy, completely guilt-free. In other words, pay yourself first. It's the best way to enjoy life now without compromising your future. Look guys, here's the most important thing to remember about the conscious spending plan. It only works if you spend less than you earn. Otherwise, you may be saving a lot, but at the same time you're racking up credit card debt that make you feel trapped even with a big lost salary. That's why it's so important to map it all out. Start with your after-tax income, set your savings, add up your fixed expenses, so you get to spend the rest guilt-free. And if you want help building your own conscious spending plan, I'd love to walk you through it. Schedule a free introductory call today, and let's build a system that gives you clarity, confidence, and control over your money. Thanks for watching, guys.